sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, let's have around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.
You know, I knew the world was getting close to coming to an end when all of a sudden godly people have started to question God. And those who used to possess a clear understanding have suddenly questioned truth. Yo, now, did this just suddenly happen? Or was it by the word that's going to be the topic of what we're talking about? Design. Was it by design? Tonight's episode is going to be titled All by Design. And you go watch how I tie it all together in this one word. And we're going to talk about different variations of the word. But first of all, what does it mean to design? Plan, make, create. All of those things are considered things that go with the word design or the definition of design. All right. Now, what about designer? You've heard of that, designer. You know, those are things that could be considered as the evil spirits, potentially the programmers if you're looking at the designers. But the word designer or the adjective of it is defined as designed or created by or carrying a label. Make sure you keep your mind on that as we go throughout tonight's discussion. A label or identification of a designer created for intentional effect through chemical or genetic modification. As for a designer drug, so we got a design and we got a designer. And I just said designer drugs, designer clothes, designer women, designer cars. There was a study that they did. I was reading the other day. Think about this now. The study showed that more people between the ages of 18 and 30 are willing to now shack up with a roommate or stay at home longer with mom and dad so that they're able to afford designer clothing. Now, here's the other part of that. 25 to 40-year-olds, that would be in my age range, their average car payments are now $800 and approaching over $1,000. Average car payment $800, approaching over $1,000. People living longer with mom and dad just so they can get designer. People getting these high car payments just so they can drive designer. And people spending an exorbitant amount on drugs and alcohol so they can drink and smoke and use designer drugs. But again, is this all by chance or is it all a part of some sort of programming? Well, remember my statement at the beginning when I said you knew that the world was coming to an end or something was changing in the way the world is shifting, because now you got these godly people, they questioning God. You got those who had a clear understanding of what their version, and again, I'm going to talk to y'all in the version of the Bible that I know y'all been programmed to believe. I'm not putting no color on anything, but through my understanding, I know the difference. But I'm just going to talk to y'all so I make sure y'all understand. But based on what a lot of y'all believe from a biblical standpoint, all of this is by design, and you know something is going horribly wrong when now the principles and morals that are outlined that used to be beat into people's heads, they now are able to be compromised. It's a lot of negotiations. Well, we'll accept this part, we want to accept that part. We'll take this part and we want to take that part. But now I'm about to show y'all something. So when we talk about this design and these designers, it starts a lot with religion. It starts a lot with people that we look at in prominent positions. And again, I'm not going to break it down to no race, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you start just paying close attention. When did you see female basketball coaches on the sidelines drip down in Fendi, Gucci, Prada, taking Instagram pictures, showing how much they spent on clothing? When did you ever remember seeing that? Like, when did this happen? When did you see a preacher standing in front of the congregation in a $14,000 Fendi suit? When did you see him pull up in a Rolls Royce Phantom? Like, when did you start seeing that? This is by design. These are the people who are wearing this designer. They're all pawns of a satanic threat that they don't even understand and realize that they're a part of. It's all by design. Oh, I got to get designer. Man, this designer thing is so crazy. Let me tell you what I noticed people start doing. People show a designer outfit. They'll go dark on social media until they can afford to buy another. You won't see them post, and they try and throw you off, and they'll say something like, "Oh yeah, man, I've been had a lot going on. I've been trying to stay off social media." Why you came back with a new designer fit on? You know what I'm saying? You been gone about a month, but that's just the craze. Or I gotta have a designer. But when did this really get this way? Now, if we thinking about designer and people talk about, oh, well, what we need to get back in society, we need God. Okay, well, maybe. People need to believe in something. A lot of people say, I just feel like it's whatever's within you. But some people say, well, yeah, people need to believe in something. But if that's the case, then how did it even get from that? Why do you even have preachers who would feel comfortable standing in front of a congregation teaching God's people about this? When did you ever hear of a real man of God being arrested for fraud and scamming? This same preacher wearing this $14,000 suit. You don't hear about that type stuff. Well, you used to not hear about it, but now you hear about it. But it's all by design. So the people that, the person that everybody would say, well, I won't say everybody, but the majority. If you ask them, especially in the South, man, I used to hear it all the time. Who's the greatest man who ever lived? This, and this. People say, oh, Jesus Christ. Now, sometimes I think people are saying that just as a cliche. They want to sound correct. I don't think they really mean that, but I'm going to just go with that for y'all. If y'all say Jesus Christ, all right? So we're going to talk about a situation in the Bible. If y'all say Jesus Christ was the greatest man who ever lived, Jesus Christ, was he wearing the equivalent of designer in the Bible? Just think of it. Was he wearing the equivalent of designer in the Bible? The answer is no. According to the Bible, now again, this is according to the Bible, and I said I'm talking to y'all in what y'all have an understanding of, the majority of y'all, because y'all haven't really done y'all's research on the Bible. But according to y'all's Bible, Jesus lived a very simple life. He worked. He was the son of a carpenter. Now, he was also a perfect man. Now think about this. If this man perfect, he could have had whatever he wanted to have. He a carpenter. He could have had a big palace, crib laid out. Scripture say the Son of God had nowhere to lay his head. Birds of the heavens had roofs, nests. The Son of God had nowhere to lay his head. But y'all will look at that and say, well, Nah. And also, here's another thing. Again, however anybody believe, it's how you believe. This ain't gonna be popular either, but I told you this season we making men again. Due to a line of work, I'll say that I was found in a church recently. In this church, I'm seeing a coffee shop, a gift shop, like all of this stuff. What part of the game is that? Like what is going on? And y'all don't remember in the Bible Jesus came in and overturned the tables of the money changers and those that was taxing people on the doves. But see, I know y'all don't understand because y'all not thinking, y'all not meditating on it. Y'all don't even understand why. Like y'all may say, well, they was taking their profit and putting on the holy table. No, they were putting some of the profit on the holy table. And if you notice, Jesus in the scriptures, he ain't turned them over. He turned over the tables of the money changers and those selling doves. The reason were they were taking advantage of the poor people and overly taxing them. So, according to your Bible, Jesus wasn't going for that. According to your Bible, you shouldn't be going for that. So when you being there and you purchasing out the gift store and you purchasing, all that stuff got a markup. It's all got a markup. And see, that's what's happened. People have lost all sense of common sense. All sense of common sense has just been eliminated from people's day-to-day lives. And it's starting to show daily, which is why I try and eliminate how often I interact with people outside of my immediate circle on a daily basis. Because it's just where we are in society. You have to protect not only your peace, but you got to protect your understanding. And the way you protect your understanding, you limit what you got to filter, because you go get faced with a lot of bullshit, social media, everything. You got to filter that out. But think if you got to filter it out now from a whole bunch of other people. So, yeah. All right, so think about this now. We're going to look at some of the designers. Like, this is some behind-the-scenes stuff. Want your reaction to this video right here with me. Like, they're talking about what's really going on with designer and, like, what's really the scam behind it. Because that's what it really is. It's a scam. All by design. Here we go.
This year, luxury brands are well aware that without price being kept at a certain level, their products lose an element of exclusivity that would be difficult to replace. A final factor to mention which also plays a part is the human psyche. People have historically equated cost to quality. A 2008 study from Caltech found people who drank the same wine ranked it as more enjoyable when they were told it cost more, even though what was actually in the glass was identical. This could arguably be applied to fashion too. This isn't to say that luxury brand products are the same quality as products from more affordable brands, but the pricing difference between the two is likely to be far more substantial than the difference in quality. Generally speaking, you're paying extra for all the cost factors we spoke about today, in addition to premiums that are set by the brand because they're not.
Yeah, so we go ahead and stop that right there. But it's price gouging at its best. And so I started doing some research as I'm putting this together about why designer really is so expensive. All right, so it started, for instance, a company named Burberry. Something that started with this company named Burberry. They decided a while back that, hey, we want to up our price hacks. And the reason being is because we want to make sure we up it because we want to appeal to a more a high-level customer, a high-level client. So one of the things that they did, they went ahead and made sure they started gradually price gouging, moving it up, moving the needle up, moving the needle up. So once they got the needle moved up to a certain height, they just said, we're going to keep it here. We ain't coming down off of it. We gonna make the consumer adjust. So that's what happened. Then when you look at the cost for creating a designer, another thing that they did, it's not just about they got better quality stuff. No, they intentionally labor their products and services in Europe. Yeah, go look it up. It's facts. They intentionally labor their products and services in Europe. Reason being, it's more expensive labor. It's more prestige. See, they could outsource it to China like everybody else, get really cheap labor. But no, they do that to add prestige to it, to make you feel like it's costing more and you should pay more. They put these big headquarters up in Europe so that you can see it, and then everybody, like I said earlier, they buy into the programming. And again, it's all by design. But you notice he said something else about quality. And I said I was going to get away from using black or white. But in this instance, I need to highlight black or white. Because he said in quality, some people feel like if it don't cost enough, then it's not good. I've said this on my pod before. Sadly, a lot of people who look like me think if it ain't attached to white, it ain't right. You know, that's just how people believe. So I was looking at this YouTube video. Actually, somebody had sent it to me a while back, where dude was talking about, hey, why do people who look like me, why do they love designer so much? Like, what is it? What is it about designer that has people like in this stranglehold of, I gotta get it, I gotta shop, I gotta get it, I gotta make sure people see me in it. And I think my man hit it on the head. And we're gonna listen to a few seconds of what he had to say about, man, listen, why everybody so big on this designer?
About ourselves as black people. See, as black folk, we think we're not shit. We think we ain't shit. We think we're not as good as the white man. But if I have this gold chain, son, this $50,000 chain with the diamonds and the bling, son, and the teeth, now I can compete with the white man. Now I'm just as good as the white man. That's the nigger rich mentality. We're going to chat about that tonight. And what brought that up is
Yo, the nigger rich mentality. Man. Yeah, if it ain't white, it ain't right. And I said this last week, all this synchronicity. Remember I said this about Charles Barkley? Charles Barkley feels now he's made it. I could sit at the desk with these good white folks. I could put my $200 million down. I could sleep with white women. That's what he on. Charles Barkley is nigger rich. My man just broke it down. Thank you. He's nigger rich. And that's unfortunately how a lot of people who look like me think. But I got these chains on. I got it on. You know, and we don't even start hollering. But put that shit on. And don't get me wrong, I like to wear nice shit. I like to see my people in nice shit. But I'm going to tell you something about me. I'm not rich. But I ain't broke. I can afford designer. You're not going to see me buying that shit. Somebody bought me a designer bag and really thought this was going to really mean a lot to me. And the bag was $1,500 and a designer coat to go with it. There was 2 racks. And I'm like, why? You could have gave me that to put towards my business or something else you know I'm going to do. If I don't buy it for myself, do you really think I want you to buy it for me? You know what I'm saying? Because I got a bigger goal. A way bigger goal. And then once you understand and once you start looking around like, what? Hold up. The people who really could just go designer crazy if they wanted to. I'm going to give y'all 2 examples. First person I'm going to give you is Mark Zuckerberg. you don't know who Mark Zuckerberg is, maybe you've been under a rock, or maybe you just don't give a fuck and didn't know Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, where a lot of y'all spend y'all's life daily. Stupid money. Listen what he said when they asked him, why do you wear the same shirt all the time? This was his quote. I really want to clear my life to make it so that I have to make as few decisions as possible about anything except how to best serve this community. Like, he don't want to waste time on thinking about clothes. He wears V-neck t-shirts that come in a pack. Like, different colors, but this is what he wears every day. Same pair of jeans, nothing fancy. No watches, rings, chains, none of that. This man worth a whole lot of money. But we looking like, nah, man, I gotta have that chain going now. But that's a trophy. I gotta make sure my watch looking right. I gotta get this design. And most of the shit, if you keep it a stack, is ugly. Y'all just getting it for the name. It don't even look right. That shit just, it don't even look right. But you keep going with the program, or should I say, it's all by design from the designer. You know? And you think, yeah, I'm wearing designer, when you're really wearing the programming of these people who have completely flipped your mind. And I'm just here as being the messenger, trying to get y'all to see it. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. And I know it ain't gonna reach everybody. But as long as it reach somebody, that's all I'm trying to do. You know? Because I wish I would have heard something like this from somebody I can relate to put it in terms that I can grasp and help me to understand it. But I wish I had that. Well, I could just sit down and tune in. Yeah, so you're welcome. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So y'all might say, that's Mark Zuckerberg. You know, white boys, they don't really care anyway about sometimes what they wear. Well, okay. I can go along with that. I get it. So let's listen to somebody else that a lot of y'all probably got respect for and probably feel like y'all relate a little bit more to. Let's see what this person had to say here. And then see what we thinking when it comes to all this designer. And again, there's somebody who can afford to buy a lot of designer.
Every time we put something on in connection to clothing, we're making a statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Today, this statement that I'm making on this Zoom is I'm clean. This is why a white t-shirt will always be an option for someone that's from the ghetto. Mm. It says, my message is I'm clean. Not everybody here is clean. Or the other message is Louis Vuitton or different fashionable brands that would say I'm doing well. I'm living with the excess to the point that I can buy these things for myself. For me, at this point, that I don't get so excited about it because I understand the production cost of it. The information changes it for me. Right. So I'm like, this is an $8 shirt that they're selling me for $89 because the name is on it. I'm 50 Cent. I'll make this shit cool. Somebody's going to buy it because they see me with it. Every time we put something on in connection to clothing, we're making a statement.
Yeah, man. So listen, that's 50 Cent. Like he said, I could put it on, y'all go buy it just because it's cool. I ain't forgot, a lot of y'all bought G-Unit, but we not going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't lying. If you bought G-Unit, you'll buy that for real. But anyway, you got to look at it. 50, with all this money he saw, this is stupid. They got an $8 shirt and they charging me all this money for it. I saw one. It was a design that Da Vinci used. And the material was like $12 material. They sold the actual shirt for $1,250. And people bought it. But hold up, get this. Let me show you why it's all about design. Now, we talk about the homeless. We talk about people we can't clothe. We talk about giving these people the money and it feels good to have it on and I can sit at the table and I can do this. But I want you to think about this. This is what's going on and what happened. There was a quarter when Burberry had almost $50 million worth of product left. You think they gave that to people to help people who are homeless or people who doing any of that? Nah, they ain't do any of that. You know what they did? They burnt that material up. They destroyed it. So, again, that lets you know what they think about it. It ain't hurting them. Instead of putting it to some good use or doing something good with it, they destroyed it. So, yeah, but I wanted to just sit with y'all tonight and break that down like, hey, it's all by design. Don't fall victim to the designer. Don't fall victim to the programmer. If y'all really live what y'all reading in scripture and calling in your Bible, then you will understand exactly what I'm saying is true. And you wouldn't even lean on that or support the people who keep telling you this is the right thing to do, because it don't even make sense. And then a lot of times people feel like a certain type of clothing or something, it says something about you or it make you real. No, it don't. I know a lot of suckers in designer. Don't even look at them as real. I'm just like, oh, that's sucker nigga got on designer. Because I know his character. I know him. So why would I be confused like now because he shows up in a $500 designer shirt, all of a sudden he becomes real? No. You know, and so many of y'all quick to say, oh, it's in you, not on you. No. I say it's in me and on me. Because it's in me, but it's also on me, that since I know, I got to give it to y'all. Same thing. If you know better, like 50 Cent was saying, if you know better, man, you just got to do better. So if I know better, why would I share it? Yeah, it's in me, but nah, it's on me. It's on me to act. It's on you to act. Men got to be men again. Don't go along to get along, man. So, yeah. So listen here. What I need y'all to do, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, rate, review. Episode drop Thursdays on YouTube. Friday, audio version available, all podcast platforms. Follow us on social media. I Say Podcast. It's on IG. @is the real truth on IG as well. @Kontent, KONTENT _ Kreators, KREATORS 864 on IG. The Gym Complex is where we shooting this from. Live from the upstate. Make sure you tune in. Reach out for all your media needs. Hey, it's true. We out.
Sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, less of around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.